Hello and welcome back to 5-Minute Music Theory. In the first episode we talked about the concept of tonic, and in the second episode we talked about half steps and whole steps and how those are combined to make scales. Well, today we are going to get a little more specific into that idea and talk about a major scale. So the first thing we'll do is harken back to lesson 1 and pick a tonic. Let's just pick any tonic. How about C? Does that sound good? C is always good, right? Yeah, so we're going to make C our tonic. And now we are going to take the right combination and pattern of whole steps and half steps to make a major scale, a C major scale. So we start with C. And the pattern for major scales is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. So if you want to write down like a quick abbreviation, you can write WWH, WWWH, whole, half, whole, half. So with C as my tonic, if I go up a whole step, that takes me to D. Up another whole step, now up a half step, then up a whole step, up another whole step, up another whole step, and then up a half step to return back to C. So you got your tonic, and then whole, half, whole, half. And we have just played a C major scale. Now let's pick a different tonic, shall we? Ooh, branching out from C. It can be scary. I know, but we can do this. So let's pick, how about G? We've now made G our tonic. So now we follow the same whole step, half step pattern, just starting on G. So we've got G, then up a whole step to A, up a whole step to B, then up a half step to C, up a whole step to D, up a whole step to E, up a whole step to F sharp, and then up a half step back to G. So now we've made a major scale based on G. And whether you're playing a major scale in G or C like we did, it's the same pattern. And if you applied the Sound of Music, do, re, mi, you know, all that. Do, re. If we go back to C, we can build do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do on C. And then we can also build it on G. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Now you all know why I'm an instrumentalist and not a vocalist. So anyway, you can build a major scale on any key, any pitch, by following that major scale pattern of going up whole step, half step, whole step, half step. WWH, WWWH. So I'm going to pick a random key here. I'm going to pick one of the black keys to start on. I'm going to start on E flat, which if you're looking at a keyboard or a picture of a keyboard is the top note in a group of 2 black keys on the piano. Remember, there's the group of 2 and the group of 3 black keys. So E flat is the second in the group of 2. So let's follow that same pattern. So E flat, then we go up a whole step. Oh, whoops. That was not a whole step. That was a half step. So quick reminder on the difference. A whole step is when you skip the very next key, whether it's white or black key, and go to the one after it. A half step is when you just go to the immediate next key, whether it's white or black. So if we go back to C for a second, going from C a whole step up to D, we're staying on white keys. We've passed over this first black key in the group of 2 that is in between C and D. So just a quick reminder on the difference between a half step and a whole step. So let's return to E flat as our tonic. And then we follow the whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step pattern, which gives us E flat, up a whole step to F, G, now up a half step to A flat, whole step to B flat, whole step to C, whole step to D, half step back to E flat. Now we've made do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do with an E flat tonic. Now let's say B flat. Make B flat our tonic and do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. I followed the same pattern, just different pitches. In this case, it's B, up a whole step to C, whole step to D, half step to E flat, whole step to F, whole step to G, whole step to A, half step back to B flat. So now you can build a major scale on any of the 12 keys that are on a piano. Now, from what we just went through, you may be thinking, what's a flat? He kept mentioning flat and E flat and B flat and A flat. Well, friends, that will be the subject for our next 5-minute music theory lesson. So we'll wrap up here. Thank you so much for listening to lesson 3 of 5-minute music theory, a quick overview and survey of how to build major scales. If you enjoyed this content or found it useful, I'd be very grateful if you shared it with friends through social media or email or whatever. If you'd like to support this content, you can visit my Buy Me a Coffee page, which is buymeacoffee.com/composerchris, and you can contribute a couple bucks to, metaphorically, buy me a coffee. You can also learn more about me and my music at my website, which is christeichler.com. CHRISTEICHLER.com. Thank you again. Talk to you next time.